This is the 50th video on my YouTube channel and I'm so excited about that. I've been on this journey since January of 2022 and it's been such a great time posting these videos, connecting with all of you, and I'm just so grateful. In celebration, today I'm sharing everything I know about gear and equipment for art YouTubers. I think this is going to be really helpful if you are planning to start a channel or if you already have a channel and you want to take it to the next level. So I'm going to be sharing everything right from a very low budget beginner level to a slightly more advanced stage. So you can pick and choose whatever works for your budget right now. Hi there and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Shivani and I'm a gouache artist and art educator based in the sunny city of Chennai in the south of India. Through my channel, I share videos on how to improve your skills as a gouache artist and as a creative business owner. So if either of those are topics that are up your alley, be sure to hit the subscribe button below. For today, like I said, we're talking all about equipment and gear for art YouTubers. So let's jump straight into it. When I started my channel, I started with practically no budget at all. So I literally started off with just a 1,000 rupee mic, which is about a $12 mic, and my phone, and that's about it. So first of all, before we even dive into the equipment, I want to tell you that if you are on the fence about starting a YouTube channel for yourself, please just dive into it. Don't wait for the perfect equipment or anything of that sort. Just get started, and as you progress on your journey, you can always upgrade your equipment. For now, all you need is your phone. Any smartphone would work perfectly fine, and just make sure you have a simple lavelle mic so that you get a decent audio quality. I'm dividing this video into essentially 5 categories. The first is the audio, the second is the video or the filming equipment, the third is lighting, and then we have random accessories like tripods, for example, and finally the editing softwares that I use. So I think altogether that should give you a really holistic idea of everything that goes into filming and creating videos for YouTube. Okay, so let's start off with audio. Like I said, I started off with a 1,000 rupee very basic mic called the Boya M1 mic. So it's a corded lav mic. So you can just clip it onto your collar like the mic I have on right now, and it does a really good job. It's compatible with most phones. I unfortunately was using the OnePlus 8 Pro, which is not compatible with external mics, which is a whole other story. But for now, all you need to know is that you need a simple lav mic just to get started. Once you're ready to upgrade, a great option is to go for the Boya M1 Pro, or you could even start off with that one because the price difference really isn't that much. That's what I'm using in this video right now. And finally, I also upgraded to a much more expensive mic, which is the Rode Video Micro, which is mounted on my camera at the moment in front of me. Unfortunately, I live in a really busy neighborhood, and the thing with the really expensive mics is they do a really good job, which should be a good thing, but then they also end up picking way too much background noise up, and there's so much traffic noise that gets picked up, and my studio space is new. I don't have too much furniture, so there is some amount of echo that gets picked up as well. Honestly, I'm still pretty early in my editing journey, so I'm not the best at getting rid of those buzzing sounds. So even though that mic is really good, I actually found it a little simpler to edit the audio from the lav mic, which is why I'm back to the lav mic as well. And now I'm using both the mics so that I kind of have a backup in case something goes wrong with recording on one of them. I have the other mic's audio as well. So next, let's move on to the video or filming equipment. Here I have only 2 things. So firstly, I started recording on my OnePlus 8 Pro, which is my smartphone. And if you have an iPhone, then you'll get really good quality as well. And some smartphones just have really good cameras on them. So if you own one of those phones, then you are perfectly good to get started. I don't recommend spending much money on expensive equipment if you're not even sure whether you're going to like creating videos. First, get started with what you have. enjoy the process, start enjoying the process of creating videos, and the moment you know that this is something you like and your audience is responding well to it as well, you can then take the decision to upgrade to more expensive equipment. After creating videos for 1 whole year, I finally in Jan of this year upgraded my camera to the Canon M50, which is what I'm recording on right now, and I am super happy with it. It was very simple to get started with, very simple to figure out. There were loads of tutorials on YouTube that taught me how to make the most of the camera. I am still figuring it out. Of course, I know I can do a much better job, but I think for now it was a really good upgrade that I'm very happy with. By the way, I'm leaving links to everything that I mentioned in the description below in case you'd like to check out any of it for yourself. And 3 other things, this does fall under the category of other accessories, but I'm going to mention it right now since we're on the topic of cameras. When you pick up a camera, please make sure that you pick up a spare battery and also a memory card for the camera. These are things that you may not realize if it's your first time buying an expensive camera. So make sure you pick up those 2 things. And the third thing is I sometimes record for many hours at a stretch, and sometimes I want the option to do a live stream, which also involves keeping the camera on for a really long time. Now, in cases like those, it is highly probable that your camera is going to run out of charge while you're recording or while you're streaming, because the battery life is pretty limited on these cameras. So what I recommend in that case is to also have a power adapter. So this is if you're somebody who thinks you're going to record for long hours at a stretch, or you're going to want to live stream, then it's good to have a power adapter, which essentially is like a dummy battery with a cord which keeps your camera plugged in at all times, so you're not going to run out of charge. Last week I did a live stream and that came really handy when I did that. So highly recommend it, and the link to that also is in the description. So the next section we're talking about is the lighting. Now, I largely work with natural light, and that's what I would recommend for you as well, especially as an artist. And if you're doing art process videos, then honestly there is nothing like natural light. So if you are in a space where you're able to get sufficient lighting, then that would be the best option. But I do understand that some of us don't have spaces like that, or we may not have weather that's conducive to it, so we do need some backup lighting at times. What I used for the longest time was a ring light, a very simple 1 foot wide ring light, which gave me the option of multiple color temperatures and also multiple intensities. So that's what I used in some of my early videos, especially during the monsoon season when I wouldn't get as much light as I needed. Now, not just that, but the light also had a mount for my phone, and I could sort of bend the light forwards and mount my phone onto that and use it to record top-down videos. So I'll mention this again in the accessories and tripod section, but just so you know, that was one way for me to start recording top-down videos that showed my desk setup, and that was something that I spent a lot of time trying to figure out. So if you're stuck there, then this is a great option for you. Now, I very quickly found that I wasn't very happy with the light that the ring light was providing. I didn't like the intensity of the light. It gave me shadows that I didn't like. So then I upgraded my lighting to an LED panel. Again, all the links are in the description. The LED panel, ideally if you have 2 of them, that would be better, because then you can bring light from 2 directions and you wouldn't get very harsh shadows. But this LED panel also gave me the option of multiple color intensities and color temperatures, which was great. So if you're somebody who really has very little light, I think the LED panels are a great way to go. Another thing you could try out is softbox lighting. The issue that I found with softbox, and the reason that I did not invest in it, is that it takes up a lot of studio space. So unless you have a dedicated studio space and you're okay with taking up a lot of space for that setup, I wouldn't recommend softbox lighting. I've done a lot of photo shoots for my fashion brand before, so I knew how cumbersome that could be, and I just didn't want that for myself. So I didn't choose to invest in that, but that could be a great option for you as well. Now finally, what I recently got my hands on is the canvas lamp, which I have been eyeing for the longest time. It's again a ring light, but it's elegantly designed and it sits just beautifully on your desk and fits into your studio really well. They have different base options and the lamp is just really smooth in its functioning. You can easily move it to different heights and angles, and it has become a really nice addition to my studio, and it also has a mount for your phone. So again, if you want to record top-down videos, the canvas lamp is a great way to mount your phone and also bring some light into it. Again, you get the option of different color temperatures and all of that. Now that I have a completely different setup with my camera, I have a different way of recording my top-down videos because the camera doesn't get mounted on the canvas lamp, but I still use the lamp to record my vertical video content, my reels and all of that. So, and sometimes I just use it for the light and nothing else. Some days when I'm painting in the evening and there's no more sunlight in my room because here in Chennai the sun sets by around 6 p.m. max. So if I want to paint post that, I use the canvas lamp to get some light onto my desk and it's perfect. By the way, if you're interested in the canvas lamp, I also have a discount code which is mentioned in the description below. Now let's move on to accessories. So a few of the things that I already mentioned, but I'll just mention again, is a spare battery for your camera, a memory card, and a power adapter for your camera so that you can keep recording while the battery is plugged into a power source. In addition to that, it's also useful to have a memory card reader. I'm being super thorough with this. I know some of this sounds obvious, but sometimes I buy one thing and then I realize I don't have the next thing that I need, and it's always been a struggle. So I just want to lay everything out there so that you can buy exactly what you need to get started without any hassle. So now let's talk about tripods and all of that so that it becomes easy for you to record top-down videos if you'd like to. A couple of things which I already mentioned is the canvas lamp on which you can mount your phone, and secondly any generic ring light on which again you can mount your phone, and both of those will also bring lighting into your frame. Now when it comes to talking head recordings, which is what I'm doing right now, I initially started off with a gorilla tripod onto which I would mount my phone and use that to record my face. So that would just be a setup on my desk itself. I found that to be not very sturdy, so then what I moved on to doing is using my gorilla tripod to mount my LED panel on, and then I could like hook that up on my windows and things like that. And then I graduated to a sort of vlog tripod which I used for recording my face, and I could even extend the arm of that out and use it like a selfie stick. So if you ever want to record videos where you're moving around and talking, that's a great way because you can sort of just hold it in your hand, have it extended outwards and record videos of your face. And finally, the tripod that I'm currently using is by a brand called Digitech. I think it's exclusively available in India, but you should be able to find an equivalent in the US or wherever else you are. I'll try to find an Amazon International link and add that to the description as well. But this tripod is amazing. I took some time to invest in it because it was on the slightly more expensive side, but what it allows is a lot of flexibilities. So firstly, I'm using it right now with my camera mounted on it to record the talking head portion of this video. I can mount my camera or my phone on it. It has a swivel head, so it gives me a lot of variation in terms of the angle of the camera if I would like that. So if I would like to have a sort of angular shot of my desk while I'm painting, I have the option to do that as well. Not only that, the top arm of the tripod, which is what connects to the camera, has this sort of ball head, which means I can rotate it and have that arm be at a 90-degree angle, which allows me to record top-down videos. And this also has the option to convert into a unipod. So it's just great overall. There's a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can do with it. It's really sturdy and I love it. So when I upgraded to this camera, I also upgraded my tripod. Great, so we've covered a lot of ground when it comes to the equipment itself. Now let's quickly touch upon some softwares that you can use as you progress in this journey. Firstly, I edit on DaVinci Resolve, which is an amazing free editing software. It gives you everything you could possibly need. It's honestly a shock to me that it's a free tool because there's just so much you can do with it. So that's a great place to get started, especially if you are fairly comfortable with editing softwares and things like that. So definitely check out DaVinci Resolve. Now, secondly, when it comes to thumbnails, I was using Canva for the longest time to edit my thumbnails, or to create my thumbnails, I should say. And now I've graduated to using Photoshop to do that. And another thing I use to plan my YouTube videos is a tool called TubeBuddy. So TubeBuddy gives me options to plan my keywords, titles, and thumbnails, and just do a bit of SEO optimization so that I make sure that my videos are getting as many eyeballs as I possibly can. TubeBuddy is a great tool for that. It also provides a lot more features like A/B testing of thumbnails. You have to be on a higher plan to use those. So no matter where you are, I think they have a free plan as well that you can get started with, and the paid plans are really not that expensive. I am on the lowest plan, and it gives me a lot of flexibility in terms of what I can do with it. So that's a regular part of my routine to do my titles and thumbnails through TubeBuddy. And again, I'm linking to that in the description as well with a discount code in case you'd like to check that out. And finally, for the background music on my videos, I use Epidemic Sound, which gives me access to a lot of stock music, and it's just simplified that process because while I was searching the internet without any tool to do it, it was quite a hassle. Epidemic Sound just made it a lot easier for me, and I can find music based on the mood that I'm looking for, which I love. If you're planning to start a channel of your own, drop a comment below and let me know. And please be sure to like this video. It really helps me with the algorithm, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.